Alright boys, now that 90% of people have clicked off the video, I'm now going to be explaining exactly how I hit 7 figures with my clothing brand. And I also want you guys, if you guys watched this far, which only 10% of you guys probably did, because I was silent for the first 10 seconds, I want you to comment something like, oh, this video was a waste of time, or something like that, so like people don't actually watch the whole entire video. Because I think what's going to happen is they're going to click on the video, they're going to see I'm not talking for like the first couple seconds, they go straight to the comments, and if the comments is like, oh my god, this is so much game, something like that, they're going to actually watch the whole entire video. So I'm trying to make this video as hard to watch as possible for a lot of people. So if you are watching up till this point, try to comment something like, oh, terrible sauce, you just wasted 10 minutes of my time, something like that. So you know, the people that are not serious about it, or I don't even know, just people, a lot of people just don't watch the video. Okay, so let's just get started right away. So obviously I'm going to give you guys advice, and I'm going to be explaining exactly what I did for my brand, but you guys have to understand, like, you guys right now consuming content, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with scrolling on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, trying to consume as much content as possible to help your brand out. But one thing you guys have to understand is there's only so much that you can do. Okay, this is a reference I like to give a lot, but if there's two basketball players, the first basketball player is literally just learning how to play basketball by watching YouTube videos. Yes, if you watch enough videos, you can get decent at it, after a lot of time passes. But for the most part, you're just gonna learn by yourself. And the second person, if they have a coach that is literally teaching them and telling them what to do step by step, what mistake they're making, and just telling them what to do every single day, that player is going to succeed and grow way faster. Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is I'm going to give you guys advice. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to give you guys a lot of game, but unfortunately, this won't be personalized to you. Okay, which means I might say, number one, make a good design, but obviously this is a video. I am not talking to you directly. So I can't tell you whether or not your design is good, okay? For that, you either need to get a mentor or have somebody else critique it for you, or just be in contact with somebody that's already further ahead of you in the clothing brand game, because I'm a video, okay? I can't talk to you directly, right? So there are limitations when it comes to consuming videos. So this leads to my first point, which is try to limit the amount of videos you consume when it comes to starting your brand. Okay, so for me personally, I have never paid for a mentor, right? I deeply regret it. Number one, there wasn't even mentors available, even if I wanted to. But if I could have, I probably could have found somebody. I should have paid for a mentor, because it would have been I would have probably cut the time of me hitting 7 figures in half minimum, because obviously I had the work ethic, I had the discipline, and I knew that. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not like I knew I was lazy and I was like, maybe if I pay for a mentor I might not really do it. I knew I got it. I knew I had the work ethic. I knew that I could do everything. If I had a mentor and I just knew what I was doing and I had some guidance, the amount of results I would have got and the time, I would have cut the time in half. Okay, so that's the first thing. Is I would really recommend, if you guys are first starting out, the number one thing that's gonna just beat everything, obviously I'm gonna give you guys advice, but the number one thing that's just gonna beat everything is just having somebody help you. Okay, that's the biggest thing. Okay, that's the one thing that's gonna help you succeed and accelerate your brand growth way faster. Okay, so that's the first thing. So that's just the easiest solution for everything when it comes to you scaling your brand very quickly and making a lot of money and getting a lot of sales, is to have a mentor or join a program or whatever the case may be. Just buy guidance, get help, whatever. Okay, maybe you have a relative, a cousin's cousin is a clothing brand owner, who knows? So that's the first thing. Just want to get that out of the way, because I feel like some of you guys don't understand that there is a limit on how much you can grow just by watching videos on YouTube. Also, most of these YouTubers, they just talk about surface level stuff, so it's not even gonna help you. Now I'm actually going to explain some strategies that I have used for my brand in order to go from 0 to 7 figures, or 1,000, because I started off with $1,000, to 7 figures in a span of 2 years. Okay, so first things first is I would be very cautious on what I dropped. Okay, so a lot of you guys are stupid. What I mean by this is, do you guys drop anything you want? You guys drop any product, you guys drop a design you think you like, you guys drop a design that you think the customers would like, you guys drop minimalistic stuff, and I'm telling you right now, you are stupid if you do that, okay? The number one reason why most brands in the beginning just have a hard time just getting sales, getting followers, getting impressions is because your product is just terrible. That's just it. The product, that's the main thing, okay? So another 90% of your problems will just be solved if you just have a decent product, okay? I'm not saying you need to be Virgil. I'm not saying you need to make some crazy, unique product nobody's ever seen before. But if you are gonna sit here and tell me, okay? Tell me, your ass is telling me that you can drop a blank t-shirt with your little logo here and somehow it's going to be a winning product. No, you're eating out of your ass. Eating out of your ass. Okay, I don't even know why I said that. Anyways, pretty much you're tripping, bro. Okay, if you think that's going to happen. So the answer is no, that's not going to happen unless you're a celebrity. Okay, unless you're a celebrity, maybe you can get away with that. But y'all are not celebrities, bro. The only celebrity the only thing that's like celebrity about you is like you just watching other celebrities on YouTube. Okay, that's like the only celebrity thing about you. Okay, you're not even at that status yet. And I'm not like that either. And when I first started out, I was not like that as well. So I would say for most of you guys, because you have no circumstance that is like advanced and like you're not like, you don't have an advantage over other people. So like unless you're a celebrity, you have a lot of connections, you having a simple logo here, don't do it, okay? That's the first thing. The basics needs to be good, okay? I'm making this video assuming you have all the basics, which 99% of you guys don't have, okay? This is a good website, good Instagram, at least 1,000 followers on Instagram, at least a good design, okay? Objectively speaking, obviously every brand has a niche, but let's just say objectively speaking, you have a good design and everything else is good as well. Like SMS is good to go. You know how to run ads, basic ads. You have decent amount of creatives, decent amount of pictures, videos, etc. Also, I started drinking this type of water. I don't know, like I used to just drink water out of plastic, but apparently that's bad for you. And like all the rich people drink water out of glass. So I just started buying spring water. Okay, actually, what am I talking about? Going back to the topic. So the first things first, I'm assume you have all the basics. Everything is good to go. Okay, now how do you actually scale from $0 to $1,000 per month? Okay, 0 to 1,000. This is the hardest in my personal opinion, because this is when you don't have a lot of customers, you don't have any prior customers, okay? You barely have any followers. Your product is also probably just shit. And on top of that, everything else is just falling off, okay? Your website is ass. Your creatives are trash. Your Instagram aesthetic is weird. You barely have any story highlights of customers wearing your stuff. Nobody's tagging you. You have no influencers wearing your stuff. So because this is the hardest part, the only way for you to go from 0 to 1,000 is to actually just work. Okay, that's the only way. Especially if you don't know what you're doing, you just have to constantly work. This can either be posting on TikTok, running more ads, sending it to more influencers, or just being patient. Some of you guys are already doing the right stuff. The only problem is you're not patient enough. So going from 0 to 1,000, if you really think about it, it's 1,000 is like, how much is that? If you like, let's just say you buy a shirt, right? Like let's say you dropped a shirt, you sell it for like $40. Actually, let's just say 40 bucks. 1,000 divided by 40, what is that, like 50? So wait, no, that's like 25. So let me just double check. Actually, guys, I know I'm Asian, but like chill out, bro. Like actually chill out, that's racist. Yes, correct. I knew my genetics were right. So 40 times 25. Oh shit. This means you need to sell 25 pieces, okay? Only 25 pieces, you can make $1,000. I feel like that's pretty easy, right? A lot of you guys might think that's easy as well, but guess what? It's not as easy as you think, especially if you have nothing, okay? So the first thing you want to do is you want to get your Instagram to at least 1,000 followers. I would say if you get it over 300-400, people are still not going to take you serious, but it's not bad compared to like 100 followers. Obviously, if you have 50 followers or whatever, you're cooked. The only way for you to increase like Instagram followers is just by consistency, bro. Just keep posting on organic and you're eventually going to get more followers, but try to get to 1,000. And then depends on what you sell. Okay. So I would honestly say for most of you guys should be dropping shirts or products that are easy to consume. So if you look at this example, right, let's say there's Nobu. Okay, Nobu is a very popular sushi restaurant. And across from Nobu, you open up a store, okay? And you also open up a sushi restaurant. Now, if this new sushi restaurant you open is the same exact price as Nobu, okay, same exact price. Okay, let's just say quality is good too. Let's say your sushi place is also good, but you're a brand new restaurant. You open up a new restaurant right across from Nobu, and it's the same exact price. So you're charging like $1,000 per customer, right? Which is very expensive. Now, if an average customer is walking down the aisle or walking down the sidewalk, they see Nobu, they see your new restaurant. Why the fuck would they go to your restaurant, bro? Why? No, they're not. Especially if you're charging the same shit, bro. Why am I going to Nobu, bro? That's where Drake goes, bro. That's where all the celebrities go. Why am I going to your new ass restaurant that nobody cares about, bro? No, I'm not going. So because of that, you guys have to compete on something, okay? Either you have to be, your sushi has to be better than Nobu, which I think that's very hard to do because you are a brand new restaurant. Or number two, it has to be cheaper. Okay. So if you see two restaurants, you see Nobu and another sushi restaurant that just opened up. But if this sushi restaurant is very affordable, okay, it's like $20. I'm gonna go to that restaurant because I don't want to go to Nobu. I'm not spending $1,000 on a random night. So I'm going to go to the new restaurant, and guess what? Get the sushi, and I eat the sushi, and wow, it's the same exact quality as Nobu. Well, if that's the case, guess what? Every single time they go to that sidewalk, they see Nobu and your restaurant, they're gonna choose your restaurant because you have a better ratio of price and value compared to Nobu because your quality is considering your quality is the same. Now, like I said earlier, this only works if you have good quality and if you have good products, which 99% of you guys don't have. But let's just say the 1% of you guys do have good quality and good products. Okay, so the first thing you guys want to do is compete on price. So I would say pretty competitive pricing is $30 for a shirt, 40-ish. If you want to be really competitive, $20. That's what I did. Obviously, I lost money, but this is the thing. I would way rather lose money and get sales instead of get no sales, okay? Because if as long as I get sales, they're gonna be returning customers, so I'm gonna make more money in the long run. So I didn't really care. Some of you guys really want to make a profit. I promise you, if you have that mindset, you're not gonna make a profit at all, okay? So that's the first thing is price, okay? Hoodies, probably like $60. If you want to be competitive, 50, 40. Obviously, if you sell $20 hoodies, I don't recommend that. I feel like that's too cheap. But, around 50 to 60 range is pretty competitive. If it's over that, I find it very hard for you to get sales, okay? So one thing I realized is like price is price, okay? So this honestly is up to you. I'm just saying objectively speaking, if you have nothing going on for yourself, your product is just mid and you have nothing else going on, and you're charging a lot, you're cooked, okay? So mainly going from 0 to 1,000 is just basics, okay? Just fun, like having good basics, having a good product, dropping frequently, and just running ads, sending it to influencers. You're gonna make $1,000 per month, okay? Now, I will say, like I said earlier, going from 0 to 1,000 is the hardest thing. Going from 1,000 to let's say 10K, okay? Now it's 5 figures. You're getting to the respectable stage. When you make 10K per month, like everybody at least respects you, right? People that doesn't know anything about e-commerce, people that actually does e-commerce, you get somewhat respect, right? Because you're actually hitting 10K per month. Now, the one thing I will say is yes, if you still have all the basic fundamentals in place and you're not doing anything crazy, so like you're not really getting viral videos, you're not getting crazy good results on ads, you're not getting crazy influencers to wear your stuff, you can still hit 10K. I'm not saying you can't, but the problem with that is it just takes a very long time, okay? So for me personally, the first time I hit 10K was also when I hit 20K and 30K, okay? So I went from like making 3K per month to 30K, okay, right away. So I 10x'd my revenue. And the one secret behind this is literally just focusing on one ad channel or marketing channel, okay? So it's either influencer marketing, organic marketing, or ads, okay? So by that point, when you start making 10K per month, unless you're very good at getting viral videos on Instagram or TikTok, this is when you kind of start letting go of organic, okay? So you just start posting here and there. You don't post every single day. Obviously, The more you post, the better. I'm not saying you shouldn't be posting, but your priorities are a little bit different now, okay? By this point, it's usually ads. That's how most people scale to like 10K is ads. Sometimes it's influencer marketing. That's what happened to me because obviously I couldn't run ads for like the first year. So I chose influencer marketing. So for me personally, I hit 6 figures just off influencer marketing, right? But I think the biggest important part here is knowing what you're bad at and what you're good at. Okay, so if you're bad at getting viral videos on Instagram and TikTok, outsource it. What I mean by that is make other influencers take pictures and videos with your product on and make them get a viral video so you don't have to do anything. If you're really good at getting viral videos, but you don't know how to run ads and you're terrible at ads, just outsource that. Just pay an agency, pay somebody else to do it, and you will get good results. So for me personally, I have gotten a lot of viral videos as well in the past, but number one, I just hate taking content and I wasn't as good, okay, compared to other brands. Like I did put a lot of effort in, but for some reason, maybe it's luck. I don't even know. Doesn't matter. I don't care if it's luck or not. But at the end of the day, result wise, I just wasn't getting great results. So because of that, I outsourced it. So I was like, okay, I'm looking at my situation. Most of my revenue comes from organic. Okay, so for me, it's a little bit different because I was not able to run ads. So what I looked at was, okay, I can't run ads, so that's already gone. The only thing I can do is organic marketing. Okay, I've been getting all my sales organically, but the problem is I can't get a viral video. So what I did was, okay, I'm gonna outsource it. So what I did is I sent it to a bunch of influencers. I just literally doubled the amount of influencers I sent it to, and guess what? They got viral videos and I sold out and I made 30K the next month. Okay. So I'm going to be honest with you guys. Also, one thing that played a role on top of that as well is like just having more products. But at this point, you're like 5 to 6 months in. Okay. Cause I doubt you're going to make 10K for your first month. Okay. That's pretty unlikely. So most brands, they like eventually start growing like that. So you're going to make 1,000 per month, 5K, 10K, 20K, 30K, like that. So yeah, so that's going from 1K to 10K, okay? 1K to 5K, same exact thing, just increase inventory, increase ad cost, that's it. 1 to 10K, usually you're prioritizing one specific marketing channel and being very good at it, okay? Organic, influencer, or running ads. Now, 10K to 30K, let's just say. I would say that's also pretty much the same exact thing. I think 10K to 50K-ish, that's when, you have at least like one winning product. You know how to do all the basic marketing channels. Mainly you're just running ads, and going from, so like, it's pretty much just increasing inventory, managing inventory, having good cash flow, and just dropping frequently, having good quality, good customer support, and you should be able to hit like 50K per month. Okay. Obviously at this point, you should be scaling out to like a warehouse. You should be hiring people. But if you want to do it by yourself, go ahead. And also, by the way, this doesn't work if you're doing the drop method. Okay, you can't close your website 24/7 and expect to make 50K. That's not going to work. Now, 50K to 100K. This is difficult. Okay, so I think this is also very difficult. Most brands are stuck at like the 10, 20K range, and they fail to hit the 100K. Okay, I would say at 100K. You need at least 2 to 3 winning products that are driving most of your revenue. You also need a lot of cash flow. And also, I think you kind of have to understand, like, it's not really like a numbers game in a sense where, like, for example, there's been months where I have not hit 6 figures. There's been months where I hit like 70K. Some months I hit like 40K. But the main reason why it's like that, like fluctuates, is because of just inventory management. Okay. So I think like January to February, I believe, China has like some sort of New Year's. So all of my production was like just on like hold for like a month and a half or some shit. So for that month, I think I only made like 60 to 70K, but it wasn't because my brand was trash or it's going downhill. It's just because my manufacturer couldn't make the inventory, right? So there are months like that. So I would say, like, if you guys have the potential to just scale to 106 figures, if you have months where like manufacturer issues or something like that, I really wouldn't sweat it. So like, for example, like I have months where I don't hit 6 figures and I don't sweat it because I understand the main issue is because of just inventory management, right? So if I just ordered more inventory, I would have hit 6 figures, but I just didn't. Okay. So like, for example, the example of like the New Year's, Chinese New Year's, like I couldn't even if I wanted to. So there are problems like that. But I think for the most part, going from 5 figures to 6 figures in sales per month, you need a team when it comes to shipping out. It's very difficult for you to do it by yourself. Trust me, I did that during Black Friday where like everybody went home. So I pretty much packaged everything by myself and I hit 6 figures that month and it was hell. Okay. I'm being dead ass. Like I'm not even trying to lie to you. Very difficult. Okay. So you need a team at that point. I would also say you need a warehouse because you're not moving that many products in your house. Like that's just impossible unless you have a mansion, which at that point, why are you starting a brand? You're already rich. Anyways, so you need a warehouse. I would say by this point, most of your revenue is also coming from ads, like 90%. Obviously, you have customers that bought from you before in the past, so they buy again. But initial investment, like initial purchases, will come from ads, usually 9 times out of 10. And then from there, you just do that multiple times. You just hit 6 figure months multiple times, and eventually you're gonna hit 7 figures. I'm gonna be honest, guys. Obviously, like the whole point of I don't know what I'm gonna title this, but like I'll probably put like, oh, how to hit 7 figures with your brand or some shit. But I promise you, you hitting 6 figures and 7 figures, like like once I hit 7 figures and I checked on my Shopify dashboard, I'm like, whatever, right? So it's like, yes, technically speaking, like, oh my god, you hit 7 figures, it's crazy, but at the same time, it's like whatever. Okay, so I would honestly say going from 6 to 7 figures is definitely very difficult. But once you hit 6 figures and you're constantly hitting like 30, 40, 50K months, it's honestly not as difficult. Okay. But obviously the only difficult part from going from like 5 figures to 6 figures per month is just the inventory management. I think that's the biggest thing, in cash flow, right? Because the thing is like, let's say you're trying to hit 6 figures per month. That means you have to order at least like 30 to 40K worth of inventory, which means you need to have that much money plus way more. Because if you only have 30 to 40K in your bank account, you're not spending all of that on your business, right? Or on a bulk order, specifically just for one product, because you're not stupid, right? Because you still need money to run ads, etc. So cash flow is very important as well. I think that's like the one thing that kind of just messed me up is cash flow and inventory management. I was I wasn't good at that. So now what I'm trying to do is like, I just try to order inventory like beforehand, just to like, try to make sure that everything comes in on time when it's about to sell out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and I'll see you guys later.